Welcome to your new SideQuest podcast with the intention of helping you through the game of life with mindful reframing and awareness as we all move through this journey called the human experience. It's time to level up. Hello everyone, welcome to your new SideQuest from imagination to reality. Today we are going to talk about the creative process, more pertaining to the feeling of flow when it's accessed through the creative process. So, to define creativity simply, it means turning imagination into something tangible. So, I really love this quote by Albert Einstein. He said, "Creativity is intelligence having fun." Like, all my life, I never thought I was intelligent, like, logically, but I was definitely creative. Like, I had an artistic spirit, so that's why I can totally relate to this quote. And over time, I thought that like as kids, we kind of are educated out of our creativity when we start going to school because like we had to follow rules, we had to learn what's wrong and what's right or what was accepted. And I just hated that, like realizing that, coming to that awareness because all kids are artists and what creativity does, it brings us back to our inner kid.
Hmm.
So Zach, let's talk about this recent reel we made that's going viral.
Yeah. So I really like this idea that creativity is intelligence having fun because it's bringing us back to like our sense of play. And so this reel was kind of us being playful.
Yeah, we were being kind of stupid.
Yeah. So there was a sense of our own kid, like being expressed. So we've been recognized for this like viral reel on Instagram called the Smash at Tantalus reel. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's probably got like 80,000, 90,000 views by now.
I think it's hitting, it's approaching 90,000 views.
Yeah.
And I think it's nearly 8,000 shares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, if you haven't watched the reel, it's kind of a satire on date ideas on Oahu, mixed in with just our stupidness of playing Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
With our Nintendo Switch. So one day we were both, just kind of chatting, and I think I sent Derek like a Reddit post about how like someone suggested a fun date idea on Oahu. If you're from here, like that Tantalus is a pretty well-known spot for some romantic
Smashing
activities. Yeah, basically. So one comment was, you should smash at Tantalus, which got like the most amount of likes. I thought of this idea of going to Tantalus and instead of smashing, we're playing like Super Smash Bros.
So that idea was actually inspired by me saying, I'll bring my Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then that crafted the whole like sequence of us like instead of, having sex, we're actually playing Smash Brothers.
Yeah. I had to borrow my brother's Nintendo Switch, and he was asking me like, what are you going to use it for? And then later on he realized that it was for that reel.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he liked it too.
Yeah, his friend mentioned it to him, and he was like, oh yeah, that's how I found out, because it's being so widespread right now.
Yeah, so basically that was our pre-production. It was just like through text message.
Yeah.
It was like,
and it was like spontaneous too. Like we didn't even plan this like very extensively.
yeah, we didn't script it, we didn't like really storyboard anything. We already had the idea in mind. We just had to just show up for it, right?
Yeah.
It just unfolded as we like showed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just basically had to bring that idea to life, bring the characters inside us to life, because we were both acting like we were like madly in love with each other or something.
or like at least romantically interested. That was like all an act, of course, and
Oh yeah, all an act.
people picked that up, and we totally fooled them. That's why I think it was so popular, because they thought we were gonna do something else instead of play videos.
Smash.
So we want to discuss what that felt like,
Yeah.
the flow, that creative process.
Mhm.
So for me, I thought it was so natural. It was just something that was inside of me that
Yeah.
wanted to come out because I wanted to express my silliness
Oh,
in
that part.
yeah, that part. Yeah, that the whole like playfulness, like you mentioned. There's this inner kid in me just wants to be stupid sometimes and not take life seriously.
Oh yeah.
So when we were doing it, I was actually asking you questions like, "Oh, so what am I saying?"
Yeah. Logistically, we had to decide like where we are going to shoot first and what lines we were going to say because in order to make this work, you have to have some kind of plan.
Yeah, some sort of structure, which you did. You already had like the sequence of like the stages of filming,
Yeah.
and I already knew. I think we were just like both connected in that flow. Where like, oh, we know what we have to get done,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it just came so natural for me. But how about you? How did you feel in this stream of flow?
In this process, I well, honestly, I think we had like a very short period of time to work with because we were about to play pickleball afterwards. And so, knowing that we had kind of a time crunch, it made us like work efficiently. So that's something that helps me to like get work done and
Just to be under pressure a
yeah,
little.
just to be under pressure a little bit and to get that like sequence going for us because we didn't shoot the first scene first, right? We shot at Tantalus first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had to drive there. And I remember like us like having to rock the car first from outside,
Yeah.
which was pretty fun. And then being inside the car, we had to film different angles. So just setting up a tripod and everything was it was kind of like effort, like yeah, it's like setting up the tripod was like work, but
Right.
it was fun at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, you already knew what we had to do, and I also knew too. So I was kind of like assisting you in like, oh, we should do it like this, or like you
Yeah,
should get this angle.
which was super helpful.
Yeah, and which was like something that we already are familiar with. Yeah, the sequence, like the sequence making, and we already had it in our minds.
Yeah.
All we had to do is just like execute. So, in the state of flow, what would you define that as?
I would, yeah, that's a good question. In that state of flow, I would define that as being present, like not worrying about anything else or not wanting to be distracted by like different things. We were so present and in that state that we were like locked in.
We were just in the state of being. It was like I kind of think about flow as like a pathway back to yourself, like your true self. Because I don't know if you're anything like us, we tend to self-abandon ourselves trying to be someone that we're not.
Yeah.
But this process of creativity and flow, it brings us back to our inner kid, like our true self that just wants to be out there to express.
Yeah. It was a good refresh for our soul too. Because when you do things that are good for who you are and your spirit, like it translates to like other people seeing it too. So that's probably also another reason why it gained so much traction because other people saw our process of having fun,
Yeah, and
being in that flow.
it brought that out of them too, right? Like
Yeah, it
because
manifested out of them.
basically watching this reel, like unlock something within them that was playful too because they found it really funny, and relatable because that we tricked them.
Yeah.
We tricked their whole like their idea of what's actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
So there there are other projects that like I myself am involved in like creating right now, and I had this idea of this this trend that's happening in social media where they would use this AI British accent to narrate their life.
Oh yeah.
And I sent Zach a sample of like what I'm gonna do, and it's so silly, but like I just remember that feeling of being playful again, and like I just want to fucking do it. Like I want to do it now, and I want to create it.
Yeah.
It just has come out of me because it needs to be expressed.
That's so fun. I love just being able to like try to manifest something that's from within you.
You were talking to me about like how you're in a state of flow today too, right? Before this podcast, right?
Yeah, so I was editing a kind of a showcase reel of like all of my recent projects combined into like a collage of like videos, and I felt like it was very engaging for me because I just kind of saw it as like putting together a puzzle. Like I have all of my clips, I have my music. All I have to do is just assemble it together, and that in itself is like a state of fun for me. Like I just love being in that state so much that like I don't want anything to bother me. Like I was just kind of like really really honed in on it.
You're just locked in
Yeah.
and just holding that space for you to kind of just like express your soul, right?
Yeah. And lately, like, I completely forgot how that feeling was like. Because I was just like going through the motions, being involved with a lot with like personal life, pursuing romantic pursuits
Oh yeah.
that I lost myself.
Oh God. Yeah.
But this, like, doing activities like this brings you back in.
yeah, it's a connection back to yourself. So in terms of mindful reframing about creativity, want to take it away?
Sure. All right. So, our mindful reframing for this episode is creativity isn't about being artistic, it's about being alive. We were all born imaginative. School, society, and fear taught us to doubt it. But creativity isn't something you lose, it's something you return to at any time. It's a way back to yourself, your true self.
All right. Well, yeah, that's our episode for today. We'll end it right here.
Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, then please be sure to get in that flow state and give us a like and 5 stars on Spotify as well as Apple Podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you all for listening, and this is your new SideQuest podcast.
Side quest complete.